Mr. Obama, got some bad news for you. Greta pulls another stupid stunt, and this one is a stupid stunt, way up there in the stupid scale. Ding, 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 ding. And a cyber attack recently may be the very first AI espionage. Interesting. Welcome to the Jay Sheldon Show. I know we're late. I'm sorry. It was Rumble once again who managed to screw things up. But we are live. We're back. We're here. We're on Rumble. I don't know whether we're on X. I'm not sure if that link's going to work or not, but we'll see. Welcome to the Jay Sheldon Show. It's great to have you along for the ride. We're going to be here for the next, 45 minutes, an hour, or something like that. But we got a lot going on, and we will get to all of it in just a bit. Right now, though, it is the good folks at Patriot Mobile we want to talk to you about. Folks, every time something goes viral, rest assured the frauds are going to jump on the bandwagon and pretend to be patriotic companies. They're not. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They're right alongside us in this fight. Patriot Mobile has been a great supporter of this show. They are the only cell phone service provider that is actually on the front lines defending our freedom. Patriot Mobile offers dependable nationwide coverage across all three major networks, which means you get exactly the same coverage you have right now. You keep your phone number, you keep your phone, all the great stuff you've been accustomed to, it all stays. The only difference is you're not funding the left. Companies pretending to be patriotic, they're not. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you are supporting a company that is defending free speech, religious freedom, the right to life, our military, our first responders. They are 100% U.S. based, including their customer service. So, you're going to get somebody on the phone that speaks your language and is actually there to help you. If you're currently with another provider and you're under contract, check it out. Check out patriotmobile.com/JJAY. There are plans there that can get you out of that contract and perhaps even save you money. And be sure and use that code J20 at checkout, and that gets you the promo code is J, not J20, just simply J, J-A-Y. Or use the link. It's just as easy. patriotmobile.com/J. You'll get a free month when you sign up. Your first month is on me at Patriot Mobile. Stop funding the left. These people are whack jobs. Go with a company that you can get behind. Conservative Christian, patriotmobile.com/J. All right, let's get into it. Mr. Obama, and I say Mr. because if you use the word president, it implies some kind of, status. And frankly, Obama ought to be in jail, not be referred to in some status way. Caroline Leavitt dropped an absolute nuclear truth bomb at the White House podium. This was not a routine press briefing by any stretch. It was a historic indictment of the Obama machine. Leavitt just confirmed on camera that Barack Obama and his top intelligence chiefs conspired to sabotage Trump's 2016 victory. There you go. Even before he took office. Read that again. Conspired to sabotage Trump's 2016 victory before he was even in office. According to these newly pieces of declassified evidence, Obama knew that Trump had zero ties to Russia. Brennan, Clapper, Comey, McCabe, many others manufactured politicized intel. That's all it was, nothing but political bullcrap. Fake Russian collusion narratives all got fed out to the media, who, like the lapdogs they are, just went, okay, we'll tell them that. Leaks weaponized in order to poison this country against the incoming president. Trump's family, his allies, all smeared as Russian assets, which, of course, they were not. A year-long witch hunt launched on these lies, absolute lies, and yet they took a year with this literally witch hunt. The press, oh, they won Pulitzer Prizes for spreading disinformation. Pulitzer Prizes, which now truly ought to get completely taken away from them, because obviously they didn't deserve one. And the entire operation was designed to delegitimize a duly elected president. And all the evidence lays it right out there. Levitt said it plain and simple. Trump was innocent. Obama's intel apparatus, guilty. This is not a scandal, not a mistake. It's not politics as usual. It is the biggest political subversion operation, honestly, in modern American history. No doubt about it. A sitting president, Obama, used the intelligence community to sabotage the peaceful transfer of power and to undermine the will of you and me, the American people. And now, nearly a decade later, the truth is out. Trump was right, media was wrong, and we got lied to bigly. Like I said, these Pulitzer Prizes, revoke them. Reputations have got to fall. They already have. Accountability has got to begin with this. It is beyond BS. History will never forget who tried to save this republic and exactly who tried to overthrow it.
Another matter, over the past few days, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has unveiled shocking new evidence that former President Barack Obama and top aides in the Obama administration conspired to subvert President Trump's 2016 election victory and undermine the democratic will of the American people. While publicly pretending to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, in private, former President Obama went to great and nefarious lengths to try to sow discord among the public and sabotage his successor, President Trump. The new evidence released by the Director of National Intelligence, who is here with me today, confirms that the Obama administration manufactured politicized intelligence, which was later used as the justification for baseless smears against President Trump in an effort to try to delegitimize his victory before he even took the oath of office.
There you go. Bada bing, bada boom, and a big bada boom. Obama, Comey, Clapper, Brennan, McCabe, hang your heads in shame. You are a disgrace to this country and our American way of life. Absolute pieces of dog crap. Unbelievable. And the evidence is right there. Marilyn, good morning. Danny, I'm here. I was about to put a message in our little chat group to make sure you were okay, because it had been a while. I could use a good show today. Yesterday's pretty good. Watched on demand. Need to listen to that Sean Ryan segment. Yes, please It's a long one. He goes on forever, but every minute of it is important information. If you go back and look at the video on demand for yesterday's show in the show notes, top link, a link to the Sean Ryan show with Ryan Montgomery, and important information to anybody who's got kids. Well, you know what? Whether you do or not, please do check it out. Anyway, I'm a little behind on the chat here because, let me see if I can pop out. There we go. We'll pop out the chat because I had to go back to the old system of doing the live stream and not the usual one that I use because things were screwed up on Rumble once again, as usual. All right. Bondi has charged James Comey and Letitia James, and then he might want to put a little pause on his victory lap because everybody knows he lied. The DOJ's case against Comey was nuked yesterday because this idiot judge ruled the prosecutor was unlawfully appointed. Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, had some rather strong advice for the gloating former FBI director. Said you might want to pump the brakes on that victory lap because you ain't out of the woods yet. In an interview following the ruling, Leavitt said the admin will most certainly be appealing, and we all know who this guy is and what he's about. Here's Leavitt. Well, what I will say is that everybody knows that James Comey lied to Congress. It's as clear as day. And this judge took an unprecedented action to throw these cases out to shield James Comey and Letitia James from accountability based on a technical ruling. The admin disagrees with that tech ruling, and we believe the attorney in this case, Lindsay Halligan, not only extremely qualified for the position, but she was in fact legally appointed. And she says, I know the Department of Justice will be appealing this in very short order, so maybe James Comey should pump the brakes on his victory lap. Good. Meanwhile, addressing reporters at the White House, the press secretary said President Trump continues to have confidence in Halligan despite this setback, called the judge's decision unprecedented. For his part, idiot Comey issued yet another holier-than-thou video. This guy. The cojones on this guy. He claims he's been a victim of prosecution tainted with malevolence and incompetence. This is the same guy who pretended not to know what 8647 meant. Another lie. Get a load of this absolute crock of garbage and his little appeal to the public, I guess you'd call it.
I'm grateful that the court ended the case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence, and a reflection of what the Department of Justice has become under Donald Trump, which is heartbreaking. But I was also inspired by the example of the career people who refused to be part of this travesty. It cost some of them their jobs, which is painful, but it preserved their integrity, which is beyond price. And I know they will serve again.
Yeah, okay, James. We've had enough of you and your lies. And that's all the screen time you're going to get on my show, because you don't deserve any screen time. Comey apparently forgot, or maybe didn't understand, that the case was tossed out without prejudice, which means the charges can be filed again. And you can bet your bottom dollar they will be. Statute of limitations has now run out. The law provides, though, for an additional window within which new charges can be filed in thrown-out cases that were originally filed on time. So sorry, James, you're screwed. Halligan's appointed Attorney General Pam Bondi as acting U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia in September, after her predecessor, Eric Siebert, who was not in favor at the White House, resigned. Comey indicted in September on one charge of making a false statement to Congress and another of obstructing a congressional proceeding. This isn't over yet, ladies. The fat lady has not even started warming up her vocal cords yet. It ain't over. Maryland says retired General Mike Flynn, love that guy, suggests Pam Bondi to go and replace with Sidney Powell. I still kind of like Pam Bondi, although I do have days where she runs hot and cold with me. But Sidney Powell, whoa, can you imagine Sidney Powell? That would be amazing. Sidney Powell, who's kind of fallen out of favor, but she calls him like she sees him. Mark Kelly back in the news. He is entering the find out phase of FAFO. We all know what that stands for. After he was urging the military to defy orders, and it ain't good, nor should it be. He has responded to the Department of War's statement, posting an image prominently displaying his military insignia. You ought to be ashamed, pal. Badges, ribbons, medals, awards, and insisted, "I will not be intimidated." He also reminds Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, of his service to the country. Look at this absolutely ridiculous ex-post where, here we go. This is from Mark Kelly, showing off his medals. Please, Kelly, you're a piece of crap, you always will be. The Department of War Monday issued a statement saying they're looking into the allegations of misconduct against Senator Kelly following this video. And the statement contends that Kelly's actions are serious. Further action against him is under consideration, and that might include a court-martial. The Department of War has received serious allegations of misconduct against Captain Mark Kelly, U.S. Navy retired. That is the official statement, the way it starts. As you are undoubtedly aware, Senator Elisa Slotkin, Representatives Chris DeLuza and Chrissy Holohan, Maggie Goodlander, and Jason Crow put out a video in which they encouraged military troops and intelligence officials to deny illegal orders. The problem is, as we have talked about yesterday and previously on this show, there is a huge difference between legal orders that are manifestly illegal and those whose illegality is debatable. The latter of which, refusing to obey an order that you just personally question, is in itself illegal. Uniform Code of Military Justice. In other words, service members can't simply say they feel immigration enforcement, for example, is unlawful and walk away. You can't do that. Which is precisely what these idiot Democrats were trying to incite. The Dow does not explicitly mention the video, but cites the UCMJ to explain the ramifications that Kelly might face. In accordance with the Uniform Code of Military Justice and other applicable regulations, a thorough review of these allegations has been initiated to determine further action, which may include recalling him to active duty in order to court-martial him. Brilliant! Do it! Don't sit there and talk about it. Do it. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Unfortunately, these young, impressionable troops are going to need to be reminded of the basic code, thanks to these idiot Democrats' attempts to provoke them into some seditious behavior. Come on, DOJ. Come on, Department of War. Get this guy. Shut him up and shut him down. Piece of absolute crap. We talked about this. It's scary. It's very scary. A new cyber attack may be the first large-scale AI-driven espionage effort. Yeah, I know. The explosion in the use of AI in any number of fields, I told you before, I use it myself, is changing things around the world, not just here in the States. Plenty of people wondering if you might have lost your job to an AI chatbot. Justifiable worry, people ranging from commercial artists to programmers already seeing AI sneaking into their workspaces. But espionage, hacking, other cybersecurity issues, you could very well see AI taking over as well. Case in point, it seems that last September, a company called Anthropic had their AI system hijacked to carry out a large-scale espionage operation. And guess which nation Anthropic thinks is behind this attempt? Listen. A state-backed threat group, likely Chinese, crossed across a threshold in September that cybersecurity experts have warned about for years. According to a report by Anthropic, attackers manipulated their AI system, Claude Code, to conduct what appeared to be the first large-scale espionage operation executed primarily by artificial intelligence. The report says with high confidence that China was behind the attack. AI carried about 80 to 90% of the tactical operations independently. There wasn't some human behind it. It was AI. Reconnaissance, data extraction, all done by AI automatically. This campaign targeted about 30 entities across the U.S. and allied nations. Anthropic validating a handful of successful intrusions into major tech corporations and government agencies. Now look, I'm not an expert in this field by any stretch of the imagination, but it seems just logical that the 10 to 20% of operations that were apparently conducted by living, breathing people might have been the indicator that led Anthropic to believe China was behind the attacks. And make no mistake, this absolutely was an attack. Their designation for this threat group indicates that Beijing is unleashing AI for intelligence collection. Unless the U.S. responds quickly, this will be the first in a long series of increasingly automated intrusions. This is from Anthropic. For the first time at this scale, AI didn't merely assist in a cyber attack, it conducted it. This may be the first time someone has detected this kind of an attempt, but I promise you it will not be the last. Any new tech, of course, is going to bring threats. We should be aware of that. 1,000 years ago, spear makers were probably upset when they got shoved aside by craftsmen making these newfangled bow and arrows. And the sophistication level of AI taking over human efforts is a lot higher. The effect, pretty much the same. There's a key point, though, to be made here. AI is not limited by human minds and human hands. It can infiltrate systems at light speed. A bot could be self-replicating, could launch millions, billions of operations all at the same time, crack passwords, security keys, steal information, penetrate business archives, find out industrial secrets, military computers, extract secret information on new weapons, tactics, strategic plans. These are all possible with AI, and it would do it just like that in the blink of an eye. This is a whole new arms race, folks. Cyber arms race. And it will be conducted at light speed, and you likely can't stop it. Billions of attempts per second to crack the security codes. And it's going to happen. And if China's behind it, we in some serious trouble. Story to keep an eye on. California, here I come, right back. Oh, wait. Sorry. How about we need a new song? California, here I go. One taxpayer lost to California every 104 seconds. In the time it takes you to listen to this story, California will have lost several more taxpayers. Oh, yeah. Now, this is stretching the statistics just a little bit. For example, the rate of taxpayers fleeing California comes to, say, 60 an hour. Now, that doesn't mean that one person is leaving every minute, like a clock ticking. But there is a lot of clock ticking in California. Their impeccably coiffed Governor Newsom and the Democrat-controlled state legislature is now basically reaping what they've sown. This mass exodus from the once Golden State. Over the weekend, we learned the Golden State loses one taxpayer to another state every minute and faces an $18 billion budget shortfall, which is about $5 billion higher than what was projected a few months ago. 10 months after the wildfires destroyed thousands of buildings in the LA area, only now the first home has been rebuilt, 10 months later. This state is about as dysfunctional as you can possibly get. And yes, the voters are partly to blame for this. In fact, I think the voters are fully to blame for this. Not all the voters of California voted for this doom spiral. A lot of Republicans, right-leaning independents in California, a lot of whom love their home state. They're not happy with what's happening to it, and they're working and fighting to turn it around. But California legislator has managed to completely rig the election system and freeze out any opposition. And now, California is in the find out phase of the FAFO. Another one. National Taxpayers Union Foundation used IRS data to calculate how many taxpayers are moving in and out of the state every year. And what they found was amazing. California losing taxpayers at the rate of 1 every 1 minute and 44 seconds, the fastest of any state in the nation. And that amounts to billions of tax revenue lost every single year. For example, by contrast, Florida is gaining taxpayers at a rate of 1 every 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Go Florida. Gaining, not losing. Gaining every 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Love it, love it, love it. This is a great story. It comes from where I live in Malaysia. You know, you get somebody who cuts you off in traffic or, hits the horn or whatever, just pisses you off when you're driving. And what do? You flip them the bird. Of course. Happens millions likely of times every day. Look at this headline. A 44-year-old man here in Malaysia was fined 100 ringgit, which, let's see, 100 MYR to USD. $24.16 US. Fined 100 ringgit, 24 bucks, for what? Flipping somebody off. They call it an indecent gesture. Kenneth Tan Ka Wee pled guilty to Section 14 of the Minor Offense Act at the Johor Bahru Magistrate Court Wednesday, last week. The provision provides including insulting behavior, use of indecent, threatening, or abusive words or actions likely to cause a breach of the peace. It comes with a maximum fine of 100 ringgit, $24 US, if you're convicted. According to the charge sheet, the accused flipped his middle finger at a motorist on Jalan Pulai 62, Skudai, at 5:22 last Wednesday, November 12th. Boy, talk about exact, huh? The magistrate, Nabil Nizam, ordered Tan to pay the fine with a default sentence of 2 days imprisonment if he didn't pay the fine. Oh, man. Unbelievable. And strangely enough, as I was looking at that story, this story popped up on my timeline. The best way, this is from Thriller the Gorilla on X, the best way to respond when somebody flips you off while driving. And here's the replies. Start frantically waving and mimicking call me like we're old friends and they get confused. Oh, that's a good one, Travolta. Blow him a kiss. Confuses the shit out of them. As long as you've got some extra bacon, everything will be okay. This is great. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. The way different cultures handle getting flipped off. Oh, man. Hey, she's back. I was missing this Melanie, but she is back. You remember Melanie? We haven't heard from her in a long time. It is the We Do Not Care Club, and she's come out with a very special Thanksgiving announcement. Danny says, I feel like this is how it is. Rigged elections to keep the Pillsbury doughboy in office. Yeah. Got to be careful with that. An innocent 11-year-old boy paid the ultimate price for his stepdad's road rage behavior. A 22-year-old shot at him and hit the boy in back. Oh, my God. That is a horrible story. Wow. All right. This is part one of the We Do Not Care Club's Thanksgiving announcement. So there will be more to come. Let's listen.
Hello and welcome to all new and existing members of the We Do Not Care Club. I started this club for all women in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. We are putting the world on notice that we simply just do not care much anymore. This is a special Thanksgiving edition, part one. We do not care if you show up late, but we do care that you show up with 3 extra people and 1 bag of ice. The math ain't mathing. We do not care if you go live from our kitchen. Just know, if our wig is crooked, we're reporting your video. We do not care if you say, you used to be so small and you used to be so quiet. Let's go back. We do not care if you bring a dish. We do care that it is labeled so we know which dish we need to avoid. We do not care if you brought a new soulmate to Thanksgiving dinner. You and your soulmate forgot to bring the sodas you signed up for in the family group chat. We do not care if you try to guilt us with, no one tried my dish. Sis, we choose life. We do not care if the turkey is dry. Do you want to know what else is dry these days? Deal with it the same way we do. We do not care who's mad that we didn't cook 12 sides. This is a meal, not a cruise ship buffet. This concludes our announcements for part one of Thanksgiving. Our new and existing members, go ahead and put in the comments what we do not care about today as it relates to Thanksgiving this week.
Oh, Melanie, you've done it again. And that's part one. We'll have part two as soon as she posts it. All right, I got one more for you because you know what? We're talking about Thanksgiving, so we might as well include Christmas too. 'Tis the season. Is your tree up yet? In my family, we used to wait until Thanksgiving, and the day or two after Thanksgiving, we would put the tree up. Some people have had it up since October and playing Mariah Carey, I don't want a lot for Christmas. Anyway, some people go all out. And I love it. We have one house, one town over, that always does the most spectacular Christmas lighting on their home. One of the best I've ever seen. In Torrington, we used to have this thing called the Christmas house, and he was pretty amazing. I think he wound up in some trouble. But anyway, he did this spectacular job of decorating and lighting his place for Christmas. Similar to what these guys have done, but with today's technology, it gets even better.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Take control of your crucial checklist.
Listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster. Retro. Go. Vital.
We're go fly. Guidance go.
Surgeon.
Go fly.
Econ.
We're go fly.
GNC.
We're go.
Telemeter.
Go.
Control.
Go fly.
Procedures.
Go.
Info.
Go.
Oh, it gets
FAO.
better.
We are go.
Network.
Go.
Recovery.
Go.
Stopcom.
We're go fly.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Roger that, Houston.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Wow.
6, 5,
That is insane.
Oh my god. Kid's losing it.
Wow. Oh, man. I'm not sure I'd want to live next door to that, but it's pretty cool to look at. Holy crap. My mom used to decorate for Christmas. We lived in this 2-story, huge house, 13 rooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedroom. It was amazing. Cherry woodwork, absolutely beautiful house. And we'd have these electric candles in every single one of the windows. We'd have giant candy canes going up the walkway. The house was all lit up. She really went above and beyond every single Christmas. And not that took some today's technology, computer programming to pull off. But wow. Anyway, Danny says, we always had to wait until my birthday, November 29th, but I'm an adult now, and I love Christmas, so we've been decorating since early November. Good on you. I haven't put up my tree yet. I'll be doing that sometime in the next week, probably. And we'll get on with the holiday season. All right, that's it. We're done for today. Thank you so much for popping by. Danny says, takes me 5 hours wrapping the wall pictures as presents, 230 snowflake stickers on the windows, hanging 30 snowflakes and icicles from the ceiling above the sink. We go all out, I guess. Whoa. Oh, man. All right. Be sure and follow or subscribe or whatever if you're on X or if you're on Rumble. Our show also goes out in a pre-recorded version on YouTube. It's the Jay Sheldon Show. Get over there and hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a follow. We appreciate all that. And, of course, check out our great sponsors, Blackout Coffee, patriotmobile.com/J, and get yourself some deals. We will be back again tomorrow for yet another version of the Jay Sheldon Show.